Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing today? Well, it's late afternoon. It is currently 3:48 p.m. and I'm kind of taking a relaxing day today, and by that I mean I think this may be the only video that I filmed today. I don't know that I'm going to film on any of my other channels. I actually was kind of thinking, I don't know that this weekend, other than my vlog, if I'm going to film on any of my other channels. I may. It just kind of depends on how I feel when I wake up. And I slept in late today. I felt pretty good when I woke up today. Made the bed, took Boo Radley out, and was drinking water earlier while I was doing my prayers and meditations, but just made a coffee, and I'm using this glass straw that somebody sent me a long time ago. Delicious. And so I'm thinking about just sitting out here and reading until we have to get ready to go to my brother-in-law's birthday party. So today is my brother-in-law Carlos's birthday, and we're going out to dinner. His wife Liliana arranged some dinner, so we're going to that, which that'll be fun to see everybody. And Alex got off work about 2 o'clock, and then there was like a lunch gathering thing they were doing for some of the people at work. Somebody's birthday and somebody else's last day or something like that. So he went to that, and then he said as soon as he was done with that, he would be home. So he should be home pretty soon. He didn't sleep very well last night, so I have a feeling he's going to probably want to take a nap before we go to my brother-in-law's birthday thing. Let me see what the weather is right now. It is so beautiful in Indianapolis, you guys. It is clear, clear, clear skies. There is literally not a cloud in the sky. It's extremely windy, though. I'm sure you'll hear the wind in a little bit because I was sitting out here and it just was like, I mean, it was so loud. I was like, I don't even know that I can film out here today. Let's see what the weather is like. I feel like I'm losing my voice a little bit. It's currently 88. Says thunderstorms tonight, potential for severe thunderstorms tomorrow. Have a plan and be prepared. And then what's it supposed to be tomorrow? Let's see. Saturday, 83. Cloudy in the morning, then thunderstorms developing later in the day. Potential for severe thunderstorms. And then it drops on Sunday to 64. And then it's back in the 80s a week from Sunday. So for the race and stuff. So anyway, yeah, just kind of taking a relaxing day today. Last night I was really excited. If you watched my vlog yesterday, I was really excited to watch some shows and stuff. So I watched the first 3 episodes of Legendary. You can hear the wind. It's like blowing my plants up here on the front porch, which are thriving, by the way. Legendary, 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 Legendary. So I watched the first 3 episodes of Legendary, and then, you know, I haven't talked to anybody. Well, one person I talked to on the phone today, but other than that, I haven't really talked to anybody. And I'm like, it's the what? Oh. That's my neighbor across the street that got her 3 seasons room that a couple people asked about in the comments, so I'll talk about that in a second. But I watched the first 3 episodes of Legendary. Those are the only 3 that are out. The next one comes out next Thursday. All of my shows like release on Thursday. It's really strange. So then I watched the newest episode of The Staircase, which was released yesterday. Yesterday? Yeah. And then I watched the newest episode of Under the Banner of God. That show is so intense, you guys. Like, super, super intense. And then, at that point, it was really late. And, there was something going on. I think it was outside of our neighborhood. I kind of walked to the end of the driveway to see if I could hear it, but there were like people like yelling at each other out in the street. We don't get a lot of that in here, just because it's an older, more mature neighborhood, so we don't get a lot of yelling and screaming. But I don't know where it would have been. I couldn't hear what they were saying or anything like that, but I was like, what is going on? And that was at about 1 o'clock in the morning. So I finished watching the 7th episode of The Lincoln Lawyer, and then, oh, Alex also went out to dinner last night, and then he went to kind of like the steakhouse place. Like, I would say, like, I don't know how to explain this except for, so in Indianapolis we have like St. Elmo Steakhouse, which is like a steakhouse, and then we have Harry and Izzy's. And Harry and Izzy's is like a steakhouse, but they also have like mac and cheese on the menu, not just as a side, but as like a meal. And they have like a grilled cheese and stuff like that. That's kind of what this place is that he went to. It's called HC Kitchen Tavern or something like that in Fishers. So he brought me a grilled cheese, a side of fries, and tomato soup. And I watched Family Feud. He was so tired when he came home last night. He was only at dinner for like an hour and a half. He came home and he was like, I'm exhausted, I'm going right to bed. So after I ate, I went upstairs. He was like still playing his game. He just texted me, telling me about what time we need to leave the house. So after I ate, I watched Family Feud while I was eating my dinner, and then I went upstairs and hung out with him in bed, and we just kind of talked about our days and stuff like that. And that was it. And then he was super tired, so he was going to bed. It rained so hard last night, but it only rained to like the first couple inches of the patio. So I sat out here the entire night and watched my shows on my iPad while it was like pouring down rain. I think Boo Radley got really, somebody asked this actually in the comments. I think Boo Radley got scared of the storms. Yes, Boo Radley gets very scared of the storms. Tucker didn't really get scared of the storms. PP didn't get scared of the storms, but Boo Radley gets really, really scared. He kind of like crawls up my chest if I'm laying in bed when it's storming outside. We have blackout curtains in our bedroom now, so he can't really see the lightning as well as he could before. But he can still hear the thunder, so when he hears the thunder, like, that's what really scares him. And he, like, shakes, like, physically, he's, like, shaking really hard. I thought about getting him one of those thunder vests. I think that's what they're called. Some people, a lot of friends have recommended those to me, but then I've had a lot of people that are like, yeah, it doesn't work for my dog, so I don't know. But I don't know what time it was, 11:30, 12. Alex came downstairs and he let him out. And he said that he was like scratching at the door to come down here. So I don't know, maybe he was scared or something. But then he like went potty, and then he went right back upstairs to bed with Alex, and he was in there for the rest of the night. But I will say one thing that happened was every time that I went in last night to like get something else to drink or whatnot, he would like bark. He would be like, oh, and I'd be like, Boo Radley, it's just me. And then he would stop. So I don't know. He's such a good boy. I just, I was like straightening up the bed, and I had all these pillows situated on there, but I was kind of like resting for like 10 minutes before I came to the vlog. And he goes and sits on Alex's pillow, and I had all these pillows like nicely arranged and stuff. So when he got off the bed, he like, of course, like each pillow like falls the other way. So I had to like, and I was like, Boo Radley, you're gonna have to help me make the bed again. He's so sweet. I'm not making much improvements in this cozy mystery that we're all reading together. So that is one of my goals over this weekend too, is to maybe read like 20 or 40 pages a day, because I really want to finish that book by the end of May. I really want to get back into reading again and listening to Audible again too. I haven't listened to my Audible book, and it's been over a week, the one that I'm listening to. It's called, well, I could just look it up, couldn't I? Something Cold Cases by Simone St. James. I do know that. The Book of Cold Cases. It's about this woman, and she's like a citizen detective, And so she has this website where she puts up like all of these, like talks about cases, like different cases that have happened, you know. And this town that she lives in, but she has her own case that she's part of. And you don't really know, it kind of unfolds throughout the story. You don't really know what that case is. And then I'm almost about halfway through the book. And there was this like supposed female serial killer in this small town where she's from, like in the 70s. And the woman still lives there in the same house that she grew up in, this mansion, and her parents left her all this money and stuff. And so she like runs into this woman, and then she wants to like start researching this case and interview her and stuff like that. So it's mostly about that case. The thing about Simone St. James books that I love is that it's always like a thriller that you have to figure out, but at the same time, my neighbor across the street she's gardening her front walk. It looks so pretty over there. It also it has to be, hi, beautiful day, isn't it? There's also an aspect of paranormal to it. So like in all of her books, there's some paranormal situation going on. She's got daffodils around her mailbox. I love them. They're gorgeous. She had a banana tree last year, and I asked her the other day, I said, well, how's your banana tree doing? And she said, I need to get a new one. She was like, they don't last in Indiana from year to year after like the winters or something like that. Anyway, so I want to get back to reading and all that kind of stuff. So I think I do want to read. I want to sit out here and read for a little bit. You know, it's like when I feel good, though, like today I feel good, and I think, well, why not make videos, you know? Why not just sit down and record some videos? But when I made the decision to come back, I also decided that, did she buy more flowers over there? She bought more flowers. She's got like this whole thing of these gorgeous flowers over there. And she's watering them and just... When I made the decision to come back to YouTube, like I honestly did not think that like I would post a video and then like be back right away, you know? I thought it would be, I'd make a video, and this includes the vlogs, and then it would be 3 or 4 days. Did you buy more flowers? Where did you get those? Oh, there's a spider over here. Look. Those are beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah, they're this greenhouse out in the country. And cheaper than what you get here.
They're really pretty.
Thank you. So now I got food to get.
You're coming together. You're gonna have to start charging admission.
That's right. I saw someone at,
Hold on a second. Okay, I'm back. She came over here and talked to me for a little bit, and she was telling me about, she drove all the way to this town called Lebanon, which is like a suburb of Indianapolis, like a far suburb of Indianapolis, but she said that this nursery up there has plants, but that they're cheaper, and they're really pretty. And then she was talking about just like the neighborhood. I had this idea, okay? I had this, oh, Alex just texted me and said, coming home now. I had this idea for the neighborhood, right? I'm getting so neighborhoody, you know? But it's because I just sit out here and I talk to everybody, but she came over and started picking weeds. I said, you do not need to do that, you know? But she's so sweet. My neighbor on the other side, she has all of these, her roommate got these beautiful macrame like plant holders that were on sale at this store called Haybigs here in Indianapolis. I don't know that I've ever been to Haybigs. I'm not sure. I'm sure sometime in my life. They've been around forever. But anyway, these macrame, I love them. Okay, these macrame like plant holders. And she has like 5 or 6 ferns on her back patio. They're beautiful. I've got to get going on the back patio. I've also got to figure out somebody to come and weed our back patio because I can't do it, and it's like thistle bushes and stuff back there. And Alex is way too busy to do it, so I don't know, maybe find somebody to... It wouldn't take long. It probably would only take an hour. But, so I had this idea for the neighborhood. Our neighbor on the right-hand side is now the social chair of the neighborhood. And the neighbor across the street is part of the Neighborhood Gardening Association. It's so funny because there's only like 60 condos in here, and there's all these different like groups and stuff. So, of which, did I tell you I've been asked to be part of the book club in the neighborhood? I haven't said no yet. Alex thinks it would be good for me. He's like, why don't you do it? And I was like, well, part of it is that you have to host 1 month, and I don't really want to do that. So, but if I could get out of doing that, I might be part of it. I don't know. I guess I could host 1 month. And anyway, so I had this idea that, because Melissa, through like one of the organizations that she works with dog rescues, they like in the spring, they do this huge, like I think it's geraniums or something, plant sale. Like they just had it like 2 weeks ago. We went there at like 12 or 1, Alex and I think we were there at like, because it went to like 3 or 4 in the afternoon. They had sold out at like, they started at 9 in the morning. They had sold out by like 11, Melissa said. And then in the fall, they do a mum sale. And so this nursery gives them like the plants for like half price and delivers them to like where it's at. It's at the stand up the street. And then they sell them, and then all the proceeds go to this dog rescue organization that Melissa's really involved with. So I had this idea that we could kind of do something similar in the neighborhood. Like obviously not now for the spring because everybody's got their plans set, but for the fall. And we could all buy like, you know, like yellow mums, or, you know, you could have like 2 or 3 colors, like let's say purple, yellow, and orange or something. And then there would be some consistency to the neighborhood, and people that don't have an opportunity, there's no way to get out and get plants, like they could have them just delivered to their, you know, the neighborhood, whatever, could just like, and I thought it would be like the social team that would do this, but she told me that that was more of like the neighborhood gardening thing. She was like, you should recommend it to her because she's, you know, in charge of it. So I just said this to her, and she said, I don't like consistency. I like different, because she loves when, like, the yards look different, and there's a lot of different plants and stuff like that. But what she said she is thinking about organizing is, where you, like, plant swapping, like, where you, like, we have hostas, so, like, somebody would maybe give me part of their plant, and I would give them part of one of my hostas or something like that, so they could plant or have hostas as well. So that's something she said she's looking into. But anyway, as far as the 3 Seasons room, a couple people ask about that. I don't know what is going on the bottom of this cup, but they had a petition to the HOA board, but they had already been told, I don't really even know the whole story. They had already, somebody asked and said, like, you know, I missed the tea on the HOA board. There really hasn't been anything. They've been very nice. Everybody's been getting along in the neighborhood really, really well. But they had to petition, and then it had to be done like a certain way, and they had already like ordered the supplies and whatnot. So they ended up letting them do it, with kind of a caveat that going forward, because there's like, you know, in the bylaws of an HOA, people, okay, so a lot of people when they hear me talk about my HOA or my HOA fees and stuff like that, they don't understand that, like, okay, and I don't know what versus countries and things like that, but in the state of Indiana in the United States, if you live in a condo association, okay, it's different than living like in a housing neighborhood. So we pay an HOA fee, and that means that there are certain things that are covered by that. Like they do, like anything on the outside of our condo, like the painting, the roof, everything like that is covered by the HOA. They do the lawn, water and sewage is paid by the HOA, garbage is paid by the HOA, Snow removal, when they decide that they're going to do it, is paid by the HOA. The pool, the tennis courts, the maintenance of the neighborhood is all paid by the HOA. And it's a beautiful neighborhood. So if trees fall down, they remove the trees. You know, everything. They're putting security cameras in the neighborhood, so that's all paid by the HOA, and then our fees go to that. There's lakes in here, so apparently they had to redo the lakes a couple years ago, or like redo the walls in the lakes, and so we pay so much a month to, like, I think it's this year or next year, to, like, because they're behind or something, to pay off the maintenance on the lake walls. And stocking the lakes with fish, I think they do that and stuff. So there's a lot that gets covered by the HOA. It's not just like this fee, because people are like, oh my god, we pay like $60, $80 a year, and you're paying like $452 a month. That being said, we do have one of the highest, because my cousin's a realtor, we have one of the highest maintenance fees in the city. And a lot of maintenance fees are like per square footage, and ours is not. So like, we have like one of the smallest condos in the neighborhood. We pay the same HOA fees as somebody that has the largest condo in here. So, you know, if there's somebody that has a 4-bedroom condo, they're paying the same HOA fees as us. That's the only thing I have an issue with. I have an issue with how expensive it is. Let me just put this in perspective for you. So my mom passed away in 2008. It just was 14 years, just last week, or this week. Just this week was 14 years that she had passed away. And I think her maintenance fee when she passed away was something like, it was low, you guys. It was like $85 or $100. It was really low. And they had a guard guy that, like, from 6 p.m. till 6 a.m. was in the guardhouse. And so you had to, like, if you weren't on the list, like, you didn't get through. Like, they had one of those things that went up and down. They're actually thinking about hiring somebody in there again for that position. So it's interesting to me that 14 years ago they had all of this stuff, you know, and you hear the wind. It's so pretty, isn't it? I wish I could just show you, like, can you see the wind up there? Anyway. So it's interesting to me that the rates have gone, you know, the HOA fees have gone so high. Actually, I'm kind of surprised more people don't complain about it. Last month in the monthly newsletter, because a lot of people have been talking about this, that my neighbor was talking about this, they broke it down. They showed like what everything that we pay for, or we pay in our HOA fees, goes towards. And then every month there's also, and it really, to be honest with you, when I looked at it, it was like 10 different things. It was really fair. I mean, it really was. But when I looked at it, there was like at the bottom, it was like surplus savings. So they try to have like so much saved, set aside in case, you know, something catastrophic would happen in the neighborhood and they had to like do like major, you know, fixer up or whatever. And when I saw it, I thought, like, immediately I was like, oh, this is going to be like $200 or whatever. It wasn't. It was like $30 a month or something like that. So I feel like my stevia didn't like really mix up or something in here. I don't know what's going on. Really love this glass straw though. Melissa has been using those metal straws, and now when we go to restaurants, she brings out like a metal straw. Well, we haven't gone out to eat with them that many times, but the times that we have, she has a metal straw. This last restaurant that we went to for dinner when our niece was here was called Napoli's, and it's owned by the same people, the same woman that owns Cafe Patachu that we go to, that we love for brunch on Sundays. And she also owns this restaurant called Urban Greens Oh, Public Greens, and they do like farming. I think they take like urban areas and they reconstruct them and they turn them into like farms, and then those farms like are locally accessed for restaurants. She's really into doing all of this philanthropic work in the city. She owns like 6 or 7, 8 restaurants here in town. Le Petit Choux too, which is in Broad Ripple. We like that for brunch sometimes too. And when we were at Napolese, I think maybe it's called. It's like those wood-fired pizzas and stuff like that. I don't really like those pizzas. The restaurant was okay. It was good. I got a salad and a pizza, but like, I got this basil pizza. I was like, to the waitress, I was like, which pizza is your favorite that doesn't have meat on it? So she was like, well, I really like the basil chicken. Just get it without chicken and whatever. And I got it. And it was like very, very basil-y. But the salad was absolutely unbelievable. To die for. Delicious. To die for. But they, like when we were getting like our drinks and stuff, like, you know, Melissa and I usually get a soft drink. And they had gotten there before us. They had the metal straws on the menu. Like you could get it, you could pay for $1, you could pay $1 and get a metal straw. And I think the money went to like some donation or something like that. They're fast walkers. They're like this with their dog. Oh man. So yeah, so they like, no, somebody asked me, they said, did she get like a position on the board or whatever? So this is kind of what happened. They just kept on pushing it back and pushing it back and pushing it back, and like the HOA board didn't vote on it. And part of the reason was that one guy was like out of town a lot or wasn't attending the meetings. And so they were just basically in limbo, like waiting for the decision to be made. You know, they couldn't start construction legally until the board approved it and said, okay, go ahead. But the board wasn't meeting because of this one guy. So they finally got a hold of him, and he was like, I don't care what you do, go ahead with it. And so she's like, well, can you tell the board that so that they can vote and your vote can be in absence? And so I think that's what happened. And then they got, it's so loud, do you hear the wind? Oh, hold on, her flag is flying. Hold on a second. Okay, I'm back. So some time has gone by, as you can see. My coffee is gone. Well, I'll talk about like trying to get this flag in the wind in a second and what happened with that. But then also Alex came home and I was talking to him, and then I was sitting back out here getting ready to start again, and then several of my neighbors walked by. They're like seriously walking and talking, and they're having a serious conversation. So this is what happened. It got really, really windy, and my neighbor has like those flag things. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Like she has this one thing, it's like 4-paneled. I think that's what this is from. And then it like spins in the wind. And then she also has flags like that are up on like just, they hang, you know, they hang off the things and whatever, and like she has them for different seasons and whatnot. So I saw like something fly by like on the ground, and I was like, oh my god, what is that? And so like I stood up, and I mean I'm in no position to be running after something, right? So I walked to the edge, and it's still like windy, right? So I walked to the edge of the condo and I like her garage, and I'm like standing there like holding onto the side of it, and I'm like, I don't see it anywhere, you know? So I don't necessarily need something to hold on to, but I wasn't gonna like start running after something in the middle of the street. So I walked over to this electrical box in the middle of the yard, and I kind of just like leaned up against it for a second. I'm like looking everywhere. I'm like, I don't see it. Where is it at? I don't see it. And then I went to the mailbox, and I was kind of like standing in the street, and I was like, where is it? Like I couldn't see it in the yard. I couldn't see it anywhere. I was like, this is so crazy. So I was like, well, it's lost. I did my best. I did my best. So anyway, I walked, but I guess my best wasn't good enough. Did I sing that already today? Or was that on a video from yesterday that I did? I think it was from a video I did yesterday. So I walked back up to the sidewalk, or to our walkway, and it was like laying face down on the walkway. Now I have to tell you guys, now I know you're like, oh Peter, you're always looking for signs and stuff, and I know it's an Indiana state bird, and I know that my dad is always like, oh, every time you see a cardinal, that's your mom and whatever, because I see about 20 of them a day. But let me just tell you, isn't that so crazy? This was the panel from the flag that I found. So I'm gonna walk that over to her here when I get done vlogging. And Alex just got home, so I'm gonna spend some time with him, and I'm gonna read for a little bit. So yeah, I don't remember what I was saying about the their 3-season room. I don't remember what I said about it or whatnot, but they got it approved. And it's beautiful. And then people were like, oh my God, it's so nice. And they're like, I don't know what people expected us to get, but it is very nice. And it's interesting, like when you walk back where the lakes are, because there are so many condos back there that have like sun porches. Is that what we call them back? Sunrooms? We called them sunrooms back in the day, I thought. But I think a sunroom is different than a 3-season room. And then there's people that have like literally extensions just built onto the rest of the end of their condo. The thing is with the HOA, and it's changed since my mom lived here, because, well, the thing is, you cannot just build onto the end of your condo. Like if I wanted to go back there, if we wanted to say we're going to put on like another room, we couldn't do that. Once you the bylaws say you can't go past your property. Like even if there's like the yard, even though this is our yard, it's basically kind of like, there are a lot of areas, like our backyard is considered, we own like so much of the yard, like I think it's like 15 or 20 feet out. And then past that point, even though it looks like our common backyard, is considered like public neighborhood domain or something like that. So we can't just build back there if we want to, because you can only build, I think it's the foundation out or something like that. Those of you that are in the business to know this stuff will know, you know, I don't necessarily know a whole lot about it, but so yeah, we couldn't build that. Now when my mom lived here, it was different. And you could build, I think, right up to your property line or something like that. And even petition to go further than that. And when my mom lived here, I remember, because she talked about like doing like a sunroom or whatever. Because like, I don't know if you can get this from my other videos or whatever, but like our living room is like, it's huge. So it's the first 2 floors, the ceiling goes up that high because we have a loft bedroom. So does the windows. So she could have literally built a sunroom and it would have just encompassed all that, and it really would have brightened the condo up. So she had thought about doing that. And at that time, all she had to do was get approval from the neighbors on either side, because they would be affected by the construction. I don't know when they changed it in here. I really don't. But I mean, we've got so many things to do with this condo that us having a 3-seasons room is the least of our worries right now. You know what I mean? So I'm not too worried about that. And I just need some plants for my patio and I'll be fine. So yeah, but it's beautiful. It's really nice over there. They have, like, they're one of that has like a weeping willow behind their condo. What time is that? Oh lordy. Listen to little birdies. We have on our back patio a bird's nest, but it's up real high. And so every time I open the back patio door to take Boo Radley out, it like the mother bird like flies away. And my neighbors, they have they had a baby bird's nest on, let me see if I can find the picture. Hold on a second. I don't even know how long ago I took it. Oh, look at little Boo Radley. They have a bird's nest like when you walk in, like up to their front door. And it built itself, I think, on top of a nest that they have over there. Oh, little Boo Radley. Where is this bird's nest? Because she was like, I think that we have a bird's nest over there. And I took a picture. I took it like that. And then I found, I guess I could just look up, because I texted it to her. Yeah, let me just do that. This was before the birds hatched. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 eggs. Can you see that in there? That's what they had. And so then her husband, did he send me a picture? I think he did. No, he didn't send me a picture. When they hatched. So, little baby birds. I think Troy posted on the Vloggerinos group the video of Boo Radley and Gertie Birdie and Steve. Boo Radley's friend Steve. Do you guys remember that? Oh my god, I loved that whole storyline. Was so funny. I'm so thankful. Thank you, Troy, for posting that. I actually found that not too long ago, and I watched it, and I was like, this is so cute. Gertie Birdie, Mrs. Birdie, and Gertie Birdie, and his brother Steve, and Boo Radley was. I got so attached to those birds. I wonder what happened to them. And it's such a strange thought to wonder, what happened to a bird and where they're at now, you know? They come back to visit, you know? They fly by and they think, oh, there's that guy that I, you know? How long do birds live in the wild, you know? I was talking to my therapist the other day, and he was saying that I said something to him about, we were talking about TV shows, something to do with TV shows, and I had asked him if he had seen a certain TV show, and he was like, no, only time I watch TV shows really is if he's watching it with his girlfriend. And so he was like, I like to just kind of sit outside, and he's like, I love to watch birds. And okay, so my therapist is 12 years younger than me, something like that. And I was like, you just love, not that bird watching should have an age limit on it, but I was kind of like, you love to sit outside and watch birds? And he was like, yeah, I just love it so much. I was like, aw. I go, I do too. I love sitting on the front porch and watching the birds and talking to my neighbors. He's like, nah, I don't love that so much, talking to the neighbors, but I thought it was funny, so. All right, you guys, well, I'm going to finish this vlog so I can go inside and talk to Alex for a little bit and start getting ready to go. Let me get my Troy. I still do not have my outro memorized, so oh, here's yesterday's vlog. Where is, I had it saved. Here was my Papa John's pizza that I got the other day. It was so good. Oh shoot. I'm thinking about ordering these socks. What do you think? I'm real into socks right now. Do you think those are cute? I like those socks. Okay. Oh shoot, I went out of my pictures again. Those helicopter things are blowing all over my face. Where is it? I thought I screenshot it. I'm almost positive I did. Here it is. Peter Monn, here is the vlog outro. You ready? Okay. If no one else has told you this today, I love you. I hope you guys had a magically amazing day, and remember these 3 things. You can restart your day over whenever you want. Practice random acts of kindness, and 3 most importantly, make sure you reach out to someone today and let them know how much they mean to you. I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Love ya! Oh, and for those that need to hear it, and those that want to hear it, and those that just happen to stick around, one more I love you. Love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Happy birthday, Lena!